Bro, they went platinum. Did you see that?
Yes.
That's crazy.
They're not an actual band.
Dude, what does the okay, so this is like a broader conversation, but firstly, super big congrats to them because all of them got denied to be in K-pop groups in the past. Like that's a part of all of their story is like when they were teenagers, they applied to be a part of K-pop groups. K-pop groups are notoriously really hard to get into, and all of them got denied. Probably primarily for them not being like Korean enough, which is a pretty big thing in K-pop groups. But like they just weren't good enough. And now all of them like have literally one of the biggest things that you can get in the music industry.
Yeah. And it's still interesting to see how are we gonna deal with like I saw them perform on like the late night show and this is like it was good, but there's also an element of like, what are we watching? This is not like a group. This is like voice actors singing.
Yes.
They're like this is a very up version of like all of the cast of The Lion King singing on the plane.
Exactly. And it's like I don't like so this is the last thing I want to kind of land on as we talk about shifts in the music industry. You know, this is a major shift in the music industry. What does that mean for the future? Because like we're talking about a band, a group, a trio that does not actually exist.
Yes.
And is being and are voice acted and sang by two different trios.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's not like the people who are singing all the songs are the same people who are voice acting the characters.
Yeah,
like
they're different.
It's different. And so, yeah, as we go into this era of like, is it more valuable for you to be a compelling virtual band regardless of whether you're an actual actor or not?
It's the VTuber version of artists.
Yeah.
Which is super interesting. I know that it is, and I know people have said that it exists already. Like people have said that it exists before. Sure,
but it all has platinum now.
It's literally like on its way to win potential Grammys.
Yes,
like I would not be surprised if it won multiple Grammys this year.
The side characters of that movie are also in like the top 50 profiles on Spotify.
Yeah, the Saja Boys like secondary group are like, I think two of their songs are top. Like one of them's top 10. They all sat in the top 20 Billboard charts all at the same time. Like 7 of those songs off the record all sat in the top 20 Billboard charts for like 2 months. It was crazy.
I think we're probably going to see a lot more like musicals and sing-along stuff get popular, but specifically trying to not do like traditional Disney like
theatrical
big theatrical thing, because I think now that properties like Wicked have done really well, which is a little bit more theatrical, but like musicals like that have done well. Taylor Swift is able to sell out seats in a lot of like her like sort of sing along,
and that's kind of seeing the other side come. Whereas like what we're talking about is like the movie side come for the music industry. And like the Taylor Swift thing is like the Taylor Swift side coming for the movie industry, kind of. So we're kind of seeing those worlds like meld together a little bit more.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a move in the next several years of. I mean, it's funny because animation takes a long time, so we probably won't see it happen for like a couple of years. But I think we will see bigger movie studios be like, maybe not necessarily K-pop Demon Hunter, but let's try to make a musical-based album that is so like the music that we write for this movie is so modern and is not theatrical, not big. It's like these are pop songs that we can try to go for a Grammy. The same way that musicals try to go for Tonys, or like the way that movies will go for
Oscars.
Yeah, they'll go for the Oscars. Or like I remember Taylor Swift was like trying to write a song. Like it's a strategy. If you're a movie and you're a musical, you're trying to get like the Oscar for like best original song, and that's like a strategy. I wouldn't be surprised if that whole thing shifts to be like, can your movie chart on Spotify?
Well, and also, or the opposite side. Then this is maybe a worry. I don't know if this is a worry or not, but this is maybe a worry of what if there are, people worry about like the nepo baby conversation or whatever, or the what's it called where they like the artists are like built by the record labels.
Industry plants.
Industry plants. So like we're talking about industry plants as people. This is kind of just an industry plant as like from a movie studio. Kind of.
I would say the industry. I normally didn't give the industry plant conversation that much credence because I'm just like, well, this is the music industry. No one's gonna put that much money into that. It's like if it's the movie industry,
the movie industry will
throw money at it and make it happen.
They got money to spend, bro. That's the thing. So imagine like, and Sony being behind a lot of this because they own both sides makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Because obviously it was a straight to Netflix movie, but it was Sony Animated Pictures that did the animation. So like there was obviously like a handshake there somewhere. It makes so much sense. Like I would not be surprised if we had a Warner or somebody, maybe Sony or whoever, Atlantic, like try to craft a digital first artist. Similar, and this is heresy, but similar to the idea that Timbaland had with his like AI artist first. But screw the AI part. It's like it's a real person that they just bring in and like craft a voice around them. Yeah. Maybe they do use AI to like keep the voice consistent so it like it's not actually that person's voice. But you know what I mean? Like
Timberland's probably looking at K-pop Demon Hunters like, what the hell?
That was my idea. Yeah, exactly. It's like he was actually really, really close. He just did it the wrong way and made a lot of hate for himself.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if, there's big things in the movie industry right now where talent agencies are trying to sign AI actors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
So there's a bigger conversation of like what kind of role is AI going to play in something like this, which it will almost assuredly play some role in it.
Yeah, it's going to inevitably.
But it's this has been if the goal of this conversation was to relate to the average everyday indie artist, we have failed so bad because
it's
all
not.
Of this
I think
is
it's
so.
I think it's a broader. I think what if we were to give people like what they should take away from this,
yes,
is pay attention to how this is moving. So like songwriters, you know who wins? Songwriters actually win a lot with that move from a music studio, from a movie studio. Songwriters and producers pitching they win a lot more in those environments actually. Because if you have movie studios trying to craft songs that are, whatever, or if you have labels that are trying to craft specific artist styles, like genre fake artists or whatever, like they're probably going to be, and not, I say this with a hope. You would hope, let's say, that they would like to take on more pitches so they have more songs to ideas to pull from. Yeah. You would hope that would be the case, and not just their like 6 or 7 writers that they always use for everything. But I would hope that like you look at this from the future perspective of being less of the like entertainment artist and being more of the like behind the scenes producer writer might have a lot of things to do. It also means with all of this from the higher ups level that underground having a tangible in-person like live shows are going to mean so much more.
Yes.
I think tangible one-off goods are going to be a big thing, like interesting live events. You being a real person and interaction with your audience is going to mean a lot more. Like
also, stuff like if
streaming, like Twitch streaming and YouTube streaming are going to mean a lot more. Yeah,
Twitch streaming, all that stuff. But also, it will be interesting to see if as long as we're talking about like massive. I know we have to go pretty soon, but seeing how the FTC lawsuit against Live Nation pans out. Yeah, seeing if potentially live touring becomes profitable again in the midst of this environment.
It would actually be, and that would be a huge win for the indie artist if that is the case. Because then as the independent artist, you're like, hey, I don't have to worry about the big labels and the TikTokification of the internet and the, YouTubeification and streamingification of the internet. I can, once again, being a road warrior becomes a viable stream of income.
Yes.
And this, like, all right, cool. Well, I can do the social media thing. And obviously, I think we're at a point now that that's kind of just going to be a part of an artist's life, unfortunately. However, if that whole situation, which I think we should talk about maybe later as it progresses with the Live Nation stuff and the FTC, as that kind of comes to a head and if it gets... I mean, it's not going to go away necessarily, but if they can pull back on some of their like restraint that they have on the touring industry, it makes it like a viable place for people to actually start making more of a living again.
Yeah.
So, well, Seth, this has been a very fun and random.
It's not even
really random. Not even really random conversation. No. It's been very concise, actually, but I think Taylor Swift bombing has a lot of repercussions, and all of these things kind of mean a lot for the smaller artists in the sense of the moves of the broader industry.
Agreed. Yeah, I think we're going to see the key thing for indie artists right now: be on your toes for the next few years, because almost any person who's going to come up to you and say, "Well, this is the way things have been for the past 10 years," is almost assuredly not going to be accurate information.
Oh, it won't be accurate in 6 months.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, like 2 years. Like we don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months. So I agree. I think the best thing that an indie artist can do is play to your strength, which your strength is flexibility.
Yes.
And the indie producer and the indie songwriter, like, play to flexibility, be on your toes and pay attention to what's going on. Don't get stressed out about what's going on necessarily, but pay attention to what's going on so that you can push in the direction as you see things happen. Because you're going to be able to move a lot faster than a label will.
Yes.